Welcome to The Road to Valhalla. This is episode 5 or 6 or something. I don't know. I've got some that I haven't posted yet, so I don't actually know what number this is. But today I went out to the property and I got some work done on the forge. And I'm pretty happy. I mean, I didn't get as much done as I wanted because I didn't have everything with me when I went up. But I'm going to be showing you some clips from today and what I got done. So I hope you enjoy. Hey, so I am up at the property right now. Behind me is my friends James and Menser. They're dicking around. We made it up here okay, although my car may break down on the way down because of how rough the road is and how crappy the car is. But just to give you an idea of what the property looks like and where I'm going to be working, this is what it looks like. The nearest people are forever away, so there's no running water, and I don't think there's any electricity. I think there might be a generator in the barn, which is right there. But yeah, I'm gonna get started working, so I'll check back in later.
It'll be okay.
Okay, so we did a little bit of work on the forge, and so far we've dug a hole, put down the grate, and Alex and James and Mensa are helping me fill rocks and dirt around the wall of it to keep wind out and to insulate a little bit. So this is what it looks like. See, I said it really wasn't all that impressive, and I meant it. Right here, I'm going to be laying a pipe for the blowpipe, but I didn't bring one with me because I'm smart like that. Hopefully it's going to be steel because that won't melt like PVC. But, I mean, this is pretty much like the gist of a forge. And then I've got to make charcoal. Charcoal will sit on top of the grate, and then we'll burn it, and I'll put metal stuff on top of it to heat up. The end. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I realize that the video quality is not really all that great. I shot the whole thing on my iPhone because I don't have any sort of other video camera, and it was kind of windy, and it was bright, so I mean, it's just not great quality video. But on the bright side, I did get work done, and there's proof of it now. I know that when I was showing the forge, the shot didn't come out really well, and I'm sorry that you can't really see the whole thing at once. And that I actually dug a trench for the blowpipe to go into, and I'm sorry that you couldn't see that either because I didn't put the camera at it, so my bad. Let's see, what else? Well, we built the forge in some really good, like, sandy clay, and I picked that spot mostly because brick is made out of sandy clay, and when the heat is applied to it, it'll probably just harden, and I'm hoping that it won't crumble, because that would suck. But the grate I rescued, I was really concerned about where I was going to find a grate for a while, but I rescued it from a piece of furniture I had that was like an old fish tank stand that used to belong to my older sister, and she gave it to me, and it's just been sitting on my porch, acting as like a side table. So I took the grate. The grate was like a bottom shelf underneath. I just took it off and used that. My other option was to use some shelves out of a mini fridge that we've been using as a beer fridge in my apartment. But I think that they're coated with some kind of like plasticky weird stuff, so I didn't really want to use that. And they weren't as big. So the hole itself is about a foot deep, I want to say, and then the grate sits, and then there's some more dirt on top of that, so like the grate probably sits at about 8 inches in the hole, and then there's 4 inches of dirt on top of it. And then we built a little rock wall around the outside. I know that I had talked about building a sort of shelf kind of enclosure over the top, but after I went on some forums and talked to some people who do this a lot, I decided that my design really wasn't very good. So I decided to just go with whatever I found up there material-wise. I thought that might be a little more authentic for what I'm trying to go for. And that that way I also don't have to purchase bricks or anything like that. And rocks are a little more like heat resistant than bricks. So there's that. Oh, in the barn, we did a survey for some of the tools that are up there so that I know what I need to bring up. I did bring up my anvil today, and I brought up my hammer, so I've got those up there. I don't have tongs. I'm probably not going to need them, actually. I do need to get some, like, heavy-duty leather gloves. I've got some gardening gloves, but they're really not thick enough, I don't think, to really hold, like, warm metal. So I've got to get some thick leather gloves, and, I was worried about what I was going to do for the airflow going through the blowpipe, and I just decided that I would use whatever I found up at the property, and I happened to find a shop vac. So, or shop vacuum, if you don't know what that is. It's like a big tub that can hold a whole lot of crap, like sawdust and nails that have been dropped on the floor of a garage. And then it's got a big tube that comes off of the top of it, and it can pretty much just suck up anything. It does. I don't think it really has much of a filter in it, like a house vacuum would. But I've used them for other things too, like when I spill all of my dad's nails and screws all over the garage floor and I just need to pick them all up without having to search for them under cars. But yeah, so I think that'll work. I'm probably not going to deconstruct it since it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Alex's parents. But he said he thinks it'll work, so I trust him. If it doesn't, I can always find something else. I wanted to make some charcoal today and show you how to make charcoal, but it was starting to look like it was going to rain. And the friends that I brought up with me, James and Menser, had come up there to do some other stuff. So I just went ahead and did what they wanted to do today. And I'm going to go back up there, not next weekend, but the weekend after, because next weekend I'm going camping with my family. But I'm going to make some charcoal. I gathered some dry wood together, and I think I'm going to put it in a big metal trash can. I've got to find one of those, like, Sesame Street Oscar the Grouch kind of metal trash cans, and I'm going to build a big fire and put the wood in the trash can, and then put the trash can right in the fire so it gets really, really hot, and it'll turn into charcoal, theoretically. I still need to do some more research on, like, possible better methods of doing that, but if I can't make charcoal, I have other options. I don't want to use charcoal briquettes because they've got... Apparently, it's bad to use charcoal briquettes because they're coated in stuff that can get on the metal, and it's just not good for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. I'm not really a blacksmith. I'm just, doing whatever I can. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to point out about what I did today. Oh, the only other thing I need for my forge is some chicken wire to lay on top of the grate, so that the charcoal doesn't fall through. Some like fine mesh chicken wire. So I'm going to stop at a hardware store sometime this week and pick that up. And I've got to go to a junkyard and locate some metal to use for my SAYAX. It was suggested to me. I got a nice gentleman on YouTube. I can't remember his name. I read all of his comments. He was very helpful. I think he's got experience in the field. A nice gentleman commented on my YouTube videos saying, that won't work, this won't work, you've bitten off quite a lot, good luck. So I decided that maybe I didn't really do enough research. So I talked to some people on forums about what would be a good way to start the project, what I should be looking for material-wise for my metal. And it was suggested to me that I use a lawnmower blade, which is pretty smart. The only problem is I think it might be a little too thin to be a SAYAX, but it's flat, which has a pretty good advantage. I might be able to, like, I don't know, find an industrial saw, like an industrial-sized lawnmower blade or something and use that, but yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of right now. If anyone has questions or comments, I do welcome them. Try to be nice. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing, but if you happen to have experience in the field and you can make suggestions to me to make this project more successful, that would be awesome. I'm presenting this pretty soon in my class, so it would be awesome if I could get as much help as possible. I will be satisfied with whatever I have at the end of this, but the more information I've got to work off of, the better. So thank you for watching, and I should be back later this week with a piece about Sorry, I'm just like, I'm so ADD. I see shiny things out the window in my bedroom and I just can't even like focus. I'll be back later this week with some stuff that I have found in junkyards and stuff for my starting materials. So, the end, I guess.